Molly McNerney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, 10 reasons. I can think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics, they make them rethink you.
Maher is retaliating because he is tired of the left's constant criticism of Trump. He contends that their indignation is overblown and frequently unnecessary, and that they would be better off addressing their own shortcomings rather than becoming fixated on Trump. Maher's reply was precise, incisive, astute, and unavoidable. Now, let's get started.
Happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe that even that now is a political issue. It is a real shame what's happened to this holiday, which used to be all about the good F's: food, friends, family, football, fun. And now it's you. You're not even invited because you voted for the wrong person. I'm so tired of liberals ghosting half this country. Conservatives do it too, but not nearly as much. Look, whoever's doing it, it's got to stop, because we're at a point now where politics has broken up more families than letting your wife see your phone.
Maher is entirely correct. The nation is now more deeply and sharply divided than it has ever been due to politics. The left's increasing unwillingness to interact with anyone who doesn't perfectly fit into their worldview is a key contributing factor to America's current extreme division. Opposing perspectives are quickly dismissed, shamed, or silenced instead of being discussed openly. Every cultural and political divide has grown as a result of this refusal to engage with opposing viewpoints. And the gap won't simply continue unless it changes. It will continue to deteriorate.
On the liberal side, there's two camps now. The we need to keep talking to people wing and the go no contact wing. That's what they call it now, go no contact. This belief that Trump voters, even if it's your own parents, are too deplorable for human contact and must be cut off. Like Scientologists do to suppressive people. A former speechwriter for Obama named David Litt wrote an op-ed this year called, "Is it time to stop snubbing your right-wing family?" where he admitted he'd had a change of heart, and that was the wrong approach. So, of course, then the woke wing tried to banish him for breaking ranks on their policy of hating people who don't agree with you on everything, because what fun is life if you're not cutting somebody off?
Actually, it's a depressing phenomena. Fundamentally, politics is meant to be a forum for the sharing of ideas, a place where people may argue and differ while still showing respect for one another at the conclusion of the discussion. However, that enthusiasm is waning. The left is becoming increasingly intolerant every day, particularly among those who cut off relationships with friends and relatives only because they voted Republican. When political loyalty is used as justification for banishment, it ceases to be about ideas and instead becomes something far more inflexible and antagonistic. Cutting individuals off out of instinct doesn't make society stronger. It breaks it in ways that are difficult to fix.
Litt asked the question, what has all this banishing accomplished? Oh, I know. A second helping of MAGA, that's what. Molly McNerney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, 10 reasons. I can think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics, they make them rethink you.
Let's face it, nobody who has made up their mind to vote for Trump is going to change their mind just because someone sent them a lengthy, heartfelt email explaining why they shouldn't. A lecture in their email does not cause people to change their political beliefs. Molly was therefore totally off in that regard. Her argument was unconvincing. It was bothersome, Furthermore, it merely served to widen the gap she said she was concerned about. It drove individuals deeper into their corners rather than starting a discourse. If anything, her strategy demonstrated why today's political debates are so contentious. Instead of genuinely comprehending others, far too many individuals attempt to correct them.
Somewhere along the way, my values became code for I'm the only one with a moral compass. You know what would have been a better exercise? Write a top 10 list to yourself where you try to imagine 10 reasons why 77 million Americans didn't want to trust you with taking power. And I say that as someone who votes Democratic. As I like to remind my very pure friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost.
The fact that so many people find the DNC repulsive and even poisonous is mostly the fault of the majority of Democrats. They all have a strong sense of superiority, a conviction that their beliefs and ideals are superior to everyone else's. They frequently characterize anyone who doesn't share their worldview as inferior, foolish, or even morally dubious. Such a mindset discourages discussion. It causes alienation. Before a conversation even starts, it emotionally and mentally drives individuals away, making them feel rejected or unwanted. This superiority complex exacerbates tensions rather than promoting understanding or bridges, leaving many voters disillusioned, irritated, and reluctant to interact with the party at all.
Can we please try to remember, especially at this time of year, that most people don't decide their politics. They inherit them. It's about where you grew up in America, what your parents taught you, your life experiences, your religion. Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia was here recently, and I was amazed by the number of people who reached out after the show to say, wow, I kind of like her. Yeah, that's been my line for a while. Everyone's a monster till you talk to them.
Just that. Our upbringing, the communities we were a part of, the values we were taught, and the experiences that molded our worldview all have a significant influence on our political identities. Beyond all of that, though, we are first and foremost human beings with aspirations, anxieties, and complexity that are beyond the scope of a single political term. It overlooks that deeper humanity to judge someone only on the basis of who they vote for. Spend some time getting to know someone as a person before making snap judgments or dismissing them. Party identification could never convey as much as conversations, empathy, and sincere inquiry. Humanity can unite us despite political differences.
On our overtime segment that night, someone asked about the alien spaceship. Maybe you've been reading about it, the 3-1 Atlas comet that's headed to Earth and will arrive on December 19th to wipe out all life as we know it. It's a joke, don't worry. And when I quoted people in our own Defense Department who had said, well, hold on, what you think might be aliens actually could be fallen angels or demons. Marjorie agreed, saying, absolutely. She said, I'm a Christian conservative, angels and demons, that's what we believe. Okay, I think that but you know what? So is this a girl or a boy? I can't tell by its
Ma doesn't hold back when it comes to highlighting the excesses on all sides of the political spectrum, which is why I truly value him. Liberals are not immune to the same type of illogical thinking, but conservatives may surely have their share of bizarre and even ridiculous notions. However, the way certain liberals take a self-righteous moral high ground is what makes them especially annoying. They frequently act as though they're the only ones with knowledge and wisdom, the supreme arbiter of good and evil, and everyone else must blindly follow their example. This mindset is not only bothersome, but also ineffective. It stifles the type of discourse that democracy depends on and alienates those who could otherwise have important conversations. Maher's method is novel because he exposes these contradictions with humor and astute observation, demonstrating that no viewpoint is immune to criticism. He challenges viewers to think critically rather than mindlessly adhering to one viewpoint or another by drawing attention to the absurdities on both sides.
I'm not going to go through wokeism's greatest hits now, but, you know, the safetyism, the open borders, queers for Palestine, whatever this was. I mean, I could go on, really. There's a lot of stuff. The other side has their top 10 list, too, and some of it's pretty hard to argue with. And I know the President of the United States called a woman piggy this week, and you're a better person than me because you hate it more than I do. But I hate it, too, really, as well as 1,000 other things about the Trump administration I never stop pointing out on this show. But I'm an adult, and in the real world, there's some people you just can't stop talking to, like your spouse or partner after a bad fight, tempting as that is.
It's acceptable if we can't agree on everything. In a varied society, differences in viewpoint, experience, and opinion are normal. What really counts is that we figure out how to unite, set aside our differences, and work hard to create a better America for coming generations. Our founding fathers envisioned a country that could prosper, expand, and offer chances to all of its people. They established the foundations we enjoy today because they recognized that development demands commitment, compromise, and a shared commitment to the common good. It is now our responsibility to uphold that tradition. In order to create a future where our children and grandkids may thrive, we must put out the same amount of effort, planning, and concern. This is treating one another with dignity, listening with compassion, and actively participating in our communities. By doing this, we not only protect what has been established, but also guarantee that America will continue to develop into a more powerful, equitable, and cohesive country for future generations.
Like your dick of a boss, like your family, and like the President of the United States. This is so childish, so purely emotional. The people who got all butthurt because I had dinner with them, you know, because he's Hitler. Except he's not. So unhelpful and dumb. Trump is the most supportive president Israel and the Jews ever had. You know, every year I used to ask Larry David to do real time, and he'd always say, Bill, I can't. I'm not smart enough about politics to do your show. Yeah, I get that now.
By presenting facts in a way that supports their desired narrative, the left-leaning media frequently pushes viewers to view issues through a single political lens. Regardless of complexity or context, they often distort the news by highlighting stories or framing events to paint people like Trump as autocratic, fascist, or desperate. Viewers' perceptions are shaped by this kind of coverage, which makes it simple for them to accept a simplified, sometimes exaggerated version of reality. That someone like Larry David would follow that path and embrace the viewpoint that has been continuously offered to him and his audience is therefore not all that shocking to in this case. Maher's evaluation of Larry David is accurate. He understands how attitudes may be influenced by the media, even for prominent personalities who are well known for their comedy and social criticism. Maher's observation serves as a reminder that not all criticism is impartial and that stories can be twisted to serve a certain purpose. In today's divisive media environment, critical thinking and challenging the source of information are still crucial strategies.
Because there is no argument here. There's just the sugar rush that the no-contact people get from never coming in second in a I hate Trump the most contest. Really? That's your strategy, to go full high school and tell the guy with all the power he can't sit with you at the lunch table? To borrow a phrase familiar to HBO viewers, you are not serious people. I mean, what exactly is the argument? That by talking to Trump, I'll elevate him? Oh my God, don't tell me he could become president. Well, I guess Donnie is going to elevate Trump because he went to the White House today, and look who's getting along now.
The recent visit of Donnie to the White House took everyone off guard. But what was even more amazing was the unforeseen affinity that grew between him and Trump. Historically, the two have battled openly, engaging in passionate discussions and expressing their political views with emotion and conviction. During this high-profile meeting, observers anticipated tension, possibly even confrontation. However, during their brief time together at the White House, both politicians were able to put aside their differences and concentrate on a common objective: improving the lives of New Yorkers and making the city a better place for everyone to IT is encouraging and educational that people are prepared to work together despite strong ideological differences. It serves as a reminder that when leaders put the common good ahead of their own or their party's interests, significant progress may be made despite political divides. We might heal divisions, promote collaboration, and work together to find solutions that benefit society as a whole if more of us approach conflicts with the same candor and practicality. We should all try to follow this example.
This guy, MBS, was at the White House this week. Biden thought he could cut him off, but a year later he found out he couldn't. There's no perfect way to deal with Trump, but not engaging is for sure nothing. Axios wrote a column in August entitled 11 Ways to Influence Trump, based on many interviews with people who have done that. Number 8, get face-to-face. The trick is getting in the room, away from cameras and social media. Trump will say or write horrible things, but rarely in person, one-on-one, where he comes off kinder, more interested, less erratic. Exactly. And there's a bunch of examples of this. Most recently, the CEO of Intel, who Trump was hating on, but then he met in person and now he's a great guy. Trump was going to send the National Guard to San Francisco, but somebody talked him out of that.
There are clear differences in today's political environment, and it's simple to become disheartened. However, there are also lessons, moments of clarity, and examples, such as Mamani's unexpected visit to the White House, Maher's astute observations, and a reminder that our humanity comes before our political identities. Disagreement is inevitable in politics, but it doesn't have to be hostile. We may differ without degrading one another, interact without alienating others, and question concepts without asserting our moral superiority. There are extremes on both the left and the right, and pointing them out is not offensive. It's an appeal for introspection, equilibrium, and communication. We are accountable for more than just criticism and comments. It's about creating a future in which our relationships are guided by collaboration, decency, and empathy, that we must make investments in a better America for the coming generation, just as the founding fathers did when they set the foundation for a prosperous country. This entails putting aside partisan animosity, looking for points of agreement, and cooperating to guarantee that democracy, community, and opportunity thrive for everyone, regardless of political party. And with that, we round off today's video. For more videos like this, please press the like button and subscribe to this channel.